students, we are going to take a look at youidrawIntro. And this is a free tool that we can use for an introduction to vector graphics. Vector graphics was a vocab term that we looked at, and so we are going to look at some vector tools in youidrawIntro. Type in youidrawIntro.com and it will take you to a site that looks like this. Please scroll down and click the button where it says Start youidrawIntro for free. And when you get to this page, you're going to select Drawing. youidrawIntro is going to take you to a bunch of user-created templates, and it's got all of these different preset sizes. For instance, here you can see a setting if you're going to do an illustration for a t-shirt, or for a poster, or for a CD case, or for a business card. I just want you to choose Start from Blank. And then when the Google sign-in pops up, sign in with Google and use your school Google account. When youidrawIntro opens up, you're going to see a blank screen and you're going to see a whole bunch of sticky notes that identify different parts of the user interface here. For now, we can just, certainly you can read them, but we can also make them go away by clicking the yellow question mark button. And they will all disappear. What we're going to look at today are just some shapes and some vector drawing. You will notice, though, there are general drawing tools. There's a pencil. And it just freehand draws lines, as you can see. And then, of course, if you don't like it, the backspace key makes it go away. Now, here's what's cool about youidrawIntro and other vector graphics programs, is those vector points that we learned about in the vocab. Let me show you. We'll take that pencil tool again, and we're just going to draw a line. All right, now, if I take my move pointer and then I double-click it, I can get a point on the line. I have just added a vector point. If I want to click, I can add another one by a single left click, or in the case of your Chromebook, touching on the mouse. Now, if I double click one of these points, I get these little movement bars, and now I can affect the curve of that line. I can also click a single click and drag and move the end of these lines. So these lines drawn in youidrawIntro all have the built-in mathematic equations in them to use the vector points. Click off. And I can delete it. If I have the vector pen, you can see the pen with the nodes on it. I can draw my line in stages, clicking once each time. Now, the lines are not the only thing that will take advantage of the vector graphics. You can also bring in a shape. Like Sketchpad, you've got a variety. But check out how you can now manipulate these shapes with your vector tools. So here is a weird star shape here. And you can see how I can bend the lines and turn that shape into a character. One more cool thing to show you with shapes in UIDraw is how you can combine the shapes and how you can divide the shapes. You can cut pieces out of the shapes. So I'm going to draw an ellipse, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. And now I'm going to click, and I'm going to do a union of those two. Now you can see I have a combined shape that I can do. The other thing I can do, besides combining them, is I can cut chunks out of them. Here is my two shapes again, and now I'm going to highlight them both, and I'm going to divide those shapes. Now, if I can grab each one of these shapes individually, and this lets me use shapes to cut out nice geographical forms. Now, each one of these is its own shape that I can manipulate. I can change the fill color. I can, it becomes its own custom-made shape on its own.